What's going on, Dragon Ballers and potential Yu-Gi-Oh players and maybe Pokemon players and other card game players in general? Welcome back to another discussion video. This time it's a little bit of a controversial title, I guess you can say, where Yu-Gi-Oh does not pay but Dragon Ball Super does. So in the Dragon Ball Super community over the past few months, there's been a bit of a debate, a bit of an argument amongst some players how prizing should be handled in Dragon Ball Super card game. We had nationals last year, our first ever nationals for the game, and the prize pool was not up to par. And I do agree that that prize pool, the original prize pool there, was not up to par. And a lot of players in the community got together. They said basically this event is not worth going to, it's not worth traveling to. And Bandai very quickly listened to the community, responded to the community, and they upped the prize pool as best they could. And it actually ended up being a very good prize pool. First, second, third place got tons and tons of value in terms of travel vouchers, in terms of collectibles, in terms of product. It was a great event. Then we had the celebration events for Dragon Ball, which was 4 different free to enter events around the country, and 1 in Canada, I believe, and a few in the rest of the world, if I'm correct on that. And those were free events to enter. They had incredible prize pools. It was a free event, first of all. Secondly, you got entry prizing for a free entry. You also got travel vouchers for Top Cut, and then first place got 11 boxes of the set that was most recent at the time, which was set 6. And then you had other types of prizing. First place at each tournament, whether it was teams, whether it was a singles event, they got their invite to nationals. It was great value. Next up, we had the introduction of the regional season. Now, I will be the first to say that the regional season for Dragon Ball Super has not been handled in the best ways. We've only gotten 2 months of regional time to try and get your invite for nationals, and that was a very crammed regional season. Not the best. It wasn't handled the best way, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know why Bandai had to kind of do things this way, why they had to do it so last minute notice. We do know there were some things happening with ARG, and they had to drop the game in terms of being able to support the game and giving us tournaments for Dragon Ball Super. So I'm sure there were some things going on there with Bandai and all the TOs as to why this regional season was the way that it was. I'm sure this is not Bandai's ideal way to run the regional season, especially considering that last year we had several months to get our invites for nationals. But I basically want to address the argument that we don't have enough prizing going on at these regionals. Now, first thing I want to preface this with is that I think that as a community, we need to just accept this season for what it is. If you're not happy with the prizing, it definitely can be a bit better, and I will talk about that in this video. But this season's already leading up to nationals. We need to just accept this season for what it is. We need to just play out the regionals. We need to deal with the preliminaries, which aren't really that bad, because the preliminaries at locals get you invites to the closed regionals, which the closed regionals are free entry for the most part. But there's still the open regionals to enter. Now, I wish they didn't do the preliminary thing like they did. I kind of wish the preliminary at locals were just giving out invites to nationals straight away. And I wish that regionals were just one big regional. Because with the attendance we've been seeing, if there wasn't the closed and open regionals, we would have seen, about 200 to 300 people regionals, which is what we want to see as a group. I want to go over the Dragon Ball Super prize pool for our current regional season, compare it to Yu-Gi-Oh, and then compare it to Pokemon, and basically give you guys my opinions on how this is going. So for the Dragon Ball Super main event regionals, it is a little bit different whether it's open, closed, but we're gonna go over the main event right now. So for participation, you just get a playmat, you get the Champ Pack limited version, that's a stamped card, and those are going from anywhere from like $20 to $100 depending on what card it is in the pack. If you get the Vegeta, that's about $100 value right there for a free entry. New event packs and merit pack cards, no one really cares about those. But top 50% even gets prizing. And I am I guess you can say, a salty Yu-Gi-Oh player. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for 5 years, was kind of scorned by the company. Not personally, but I just really couldn't stand how they handle their business and how they handle their players. So I'm going to kind of give you that comparison. So here we get top 50% prizing. Whether you scrub out of the event or not, whether you don't really get a chance to top or get your invite, you still get additional prizing going forward. So a top 50% playmat, more event packs, and more merit packs. Then you get the top 25%. So the top 25% of the closed event gets their finals invite. Top 1 out of 8 in the open regional gets their invite. And then you just have more and more prizing. Third place, now we get to the money. So third place, we have a $150 travel voucher. The giant card, which again sells for anywhere from like $50 to $70. Then we have more cards. Then we have the finalist playmats that sell anywhere from like $25 to $50. More event packs, and you get your invite. Second place, $150. First place, $150. And then all this other stuff. Open regionals, real quick. Again, participation playmat. You got the top 50% prizing. You got the top 1 out of 8 getting their invites, and you have more and more prizing. No $150 travel voucher here, which is something to note. I do think that if they would just combine the open and closed regionals, they could have consolidated that prizing and maybe done like a $300 travel voucher, or maybe still the 150, but maybe for like top 8, something like that. So that's something to note. But bottom line is that there's money in this event. So now what I want to do is go over to some Yu-Gi-Oh pricing. So for a Yu-Gi-Oh regional, how much does it cost to enter a regional qualifier? The cost of the tournament is $20. With your entry fee, you will receive 5 booster packs of the latest Yu-Gi-Oh booster set. So basically what they're doing there is they're giving you back your value for entering the tournament in packs. And then Dragon Ball does this a little bit differently, where for the closed you get a free entry with stuff, but for the $20 entry you're paying for a Dragon Ball Super open regional. You're getting the playmat, you're getting packs, you're getting promo cards, you're getting a lot of value there. So I don't necessarily have a problem with how Yu-Gi-Oh does this. I do kind of like it because it is giving you your value back, and it doesn't devalue the cost of promos. But I do think Bandai's starting to figure out how to keep promos in the market with the like stamp promos, like the stamp champion packs. I think those are doing a good job. So now the important part here: what are the prizes for regional qualifiers? In addition to the 5 booster packs each duelist receives upon entering a tournament, prize distribution will be as follows. Top 8 duelists each receive a WCQ regional game mat. So we have the same type of thing, Top Cut play mats for Dragon Ball. Top 4 duelists will also receive a Yu-Gi-Oh TCG deck box. Now, ignoring the 150 you see from the top 3 of the closed Dragon Ball regional, we've gotten better monetary prizing at other regionals last year, at other events this year, things like that. So a deck box for top 4, not really cutting it in my opinion. And the main comparison I want to make in this video is that while people complain about the Dragon Ball Super prizing, I mean, I think it's a pretty good job, especially compared to Yu-Gi-Oh. And what's really funny to me is that people still play Yu-Gi-Oh without a monetary incentive, without a monetary prize pool. And I actually got to talk to Simo. If you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh or watch Yu-Gi-Oh content, you guys definitely know who he is. If you don't, he's a very prominent Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber in the scene there. And I got to talk to him at the Virginia PPT event, the Pro Play Tour. And he said to me, one of the many things he said to me was, you know, people come to Yu-Gi-Oh for a reason other than money, obviously, because there's no money in the game, so, or at least no monetary prizing in the game. So, but people are still going. That game is still breaking records. That game is still making strides in terms of trading card games. But why is that? Well, I don't necessarily have the answer, but I still want to analyze the prize pool. So you get the top 8 playmat, you get the top 4 deck box. At the TO's discretion, they can add additional prizing, and then you get your invites to the nationals based on the attendance. So that's for a regional. Now notice that a regional here, no monetary prizing. Dragon Ball Super, monetary prizing. That's the main takeaway there, right? Now I do want to be fair to Yu-Gi-Oh and go over the YCS prizing, but we don't really have a YCS level event. Maybe you could say that the celebrations were somewhat YCS level because we did have a really great prize pool there, but whatever you want to say there, let's go over this real quick. How much does it cost to enter a YCS? The entry fee for the tournament is $20. With entry fee, you get the 5 booster packs again. And then cash is the only method of payment. That's not important. So what are the prizes for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series, which is basically a step above a regional for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said, Dragon Ball doesn't really have that. So first place, you get a trophy. You get a PS4. You also get the ultra rare YCS prize card, which I know from playing Yu-Gi-Oh back then, those cards sell from anywhere for like $500 to like $2,000, depending on what rarity you get and depending on how actually playable the card is. Here for first place, you do also get the paid travel and accommodation to, this is the European Championship, and then you get more prize cards for top 4. And then you get, as the list goes down, 5th through 8th get a Nintendo 3DS, and then 9th through 16th get 24 packs of the latest booster set, so you essentially get a box. Now this is pretty good prizing on Konami's part, on the part of this Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, but this is a very high scale Yu-Gi-Oh event, very high competitive scene, and still we're not seeing monetary value being implemented here. We're seeing a PlayStation 4, which you can easily flip for money, which is pretty cool. The prize cards, like I said again, are a way to basically turn your entry into money, which is pretty interesting. But again, no straight up monetary prizing here. Now, one thing I do want to take away from this that Dragon Ball could do better are these high rarity prize cards. You know, top 4 getting this prize card, and it's only playable for these players for a certain amount of time. I'm not saying make them tier 0, make them broken. That would be a huge issue. But these cards don't even get played all the time, because Minerva Exalted Lightsworn was a very, very good card when it came out in 2016. But even the Lightsworn decks were not as viable at that time, and even rank 4 decks, if you guys are Yu-Gi-Oh players, you know what I'm talking about. This card was not the most playable card until later on, like 1 or 2 years later, and then it eventually got reprinted. So this is a good way to keep value in the game if you don't want to do straight up money. And I do think that Bandai can't do straight up money all the time. They can't be handing out $1,000 prize pools for just regionals. That probably doesn't make a lot of sense for them as a company. But an easy thing for them to do would be just hand out more product. We loved, as a player base, we loved boxes for first, second, third at these celebration events. That was absolutely incredible. Whether you wanted to flip the box, that was about $60, $70 a box you could get right then and there for your top place cut. Other than that, you can just open product, and that's just dirt cheap for Bandai to produce, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it's just like dirt cheap for them to print cardboard, no matter how shiny it is. To us in the secondary market, we give it an additional value, but to them, printing whatever they want to print just has to be easy, I have to imagine. So that type of prize pool is absolutely incredible, and if they wanted to supplement that with a $150 prize voucher, travel voucher, I think that would be incredible. I think that would be a really great way to continue doing regionals. And these are kind of just tips and pointers for Bandai. Not that they're going to probably watch this, but this is just tips and ideas for them to move forward with as we go into the next competitive season. So real quick, what I also want to do is talk about the Pokemon Regional Championship prizing. So just a quick note here, up to $50,000 in prizing, scholarships, and gift cards based on attendance. So of course that is an insane prize pool. Like, I know a big thing with Pokemon are the scholarships they hand out to younger people that win their events. That's a really cool way to do it, but people always give this argument, well, Pokemon has huge prize pools, Magic the Gathering has huge prize pools, Yu-Gi-Oh, for going on for as long as it does, hasn't had like these crazy prize pools. Now the thing with Pokemon is that, and the same thing with Magic, is that these games have been successful for decades. These games have been successful for so long that they've basically earned this reputation. They've poured money back into their own game in order to continue producing these prize pools. You have to give Dragon Ball some time to grow, some time to flourish. We are in one of the best formats right now that we've seen in the entire course of the game. Like, if you love set 2 format, if you wanted diversity and you wanted creativity in the format, this is that format for you. You need to be playing Dragon Ball Super right now. But if you want cash prizing, Dragon Ball Super is still the game for you. Why is that? Well, our prize pool might be a little smaller right now. It's been a little bigger in the past, but we just need to give Bandai that one season to kind of bounce back. I know that Nationals is going to be absolutely incredible. I've gotten a little bit of an inside scoop from Bandai what's going on there, and that's not like me personally being a content creator getting that. We got a little bit of a sneak peek at Gen Con as to what's going on with the national prizing. I know they posted a little bit about it on their official Facebook page. Make sure you check that out. First place is definitely going to be made worth it. I'm sure that top cut will be made worth it as well. With travel vouchers, last year I believe top 16 got around a $500 travel voucher, which is incredible. Basically pays for your flight at least, if not your flight and your hotel. So that's really, really worth it. If you're going to, try your best to make it work at this event, if you're going to try your best to top this event, this is going to be something you're interested in for money to make your investment back in your hobbies. Now, I don't necessarily think you should be able to make this hobby a career unless you're doing like the full-time YouTube thing and everything like that. But I don't think just traveling to events and playing should necessarily equate to a career. That would just not be sustainable for the company Bandai that creates our game. And we want them to succeed as a company, because if they succeed as a company, they basically get to keep making our game and keep making it as great as it is. And I really, really love how Bandai just communicates with the community, something that we don't see from Konami. I guess Yu-Gi-Oh players don't necessarily complain about this type of prizing, but just from what I'm showing you guys here, minus the YCS level stuff, I think that the Dragon Ball Super regional entry stuff and just the top cut stuff is just way better. So basically that was the kind of point of this video. I think that we need to be grateful for what we have and hopeful moving forward as a Dragon Ball Super community. And if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player that's been kind of wondering about other games, try it out. Go to your local game store, get a demo deck, get a starter deck, buy some booster packs, try it out with some friends. That's how I got involved from Yu-Gi-Oh. I just did that, went to the store, got some booster packs, learned with my friends how to play, and now I'm doing this. Now I'm creating content for the game, and I think the game is going in an amazing direction. So guys, just with that being said, keep this all in mind. Be grateful for what we have. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joey. This is Crossworld TCG, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright, now that you guys finished watching that video, they should have never banned fucking Child's Wish. They shouldn't. Super Shadow was the best deck in the game. Super Shadow was the best!